Hi, happy Sunday morning and welcome back to this series. First, I'd like to apologize. I'm recording it from a different location. I'm away from my studio. I came down here for the weekend, so I'm gonna have to record this video here to be able to put it up because I promised I would be back Sunday morning. And if you're back, you kept your level of the promise to come watch it. So let's talk about, we finished off last week with a concept called cognitive distortions. And the example that I gave you was that if I asked you what color the lights in the room that you're in, you're gonna answer white. And if I put you on a red pair of glasses, sunglasses, and I asked you what color the light is, you would say red. And if I put you on a blue, you would say blue. Despite the fact that in your mind, you know that I didn't change the bulb and the light's white. That's a cognitive distortion. That's a visual distortion with your eyes. Now let me give you an example of a cognitive distortion. A pair of glasses that you wear in your head, despite the fact that you know that it's not accurate, that's what you experience, like you experience the color red or blue if you're wearing a pair of sunglasses. So the most common distortion is the one that's called black and white thinking. Now, it goes with the mindset of perfectionistic, but it causes a very big part of anxiety. In many, many people, this is what drives it. In other words, in their minds, things are either black or white. Let me explain it this way. Let's take health. It's either I'm healthy and I feel great and I feel fine and I have no concern, or if I'm not white, then it's black. Then I'm in danger. Then I'm dying. Then I'm sick. Then I'm winding up in the hospital. In relationships, it's either they love me, which means to say they love me 100% across the board, or they hate me and I'm in a terrible relationship and this is gonna be miserable. It could be spiritually. I'm either a good person across the board and I'm always good, but once a little bit I'm not good. I do anything wrong, now I'm black, I'm not a good person. So things are black or white. Now, the challenge is, but first let me make clear why it's off. Because if you took a state exam for a license, at 65, you would pass. At 70, for sure, you would pass. And that would be considered okay for you to practice whatever you practice. Now, I want you to understand that 70 in life is also good. The challenge, if you're a black and white thinker, is even if you have an 80, a 90, a 95, a 99, you're not happy because it's not 100. And I want you to realize that poses a challenge because in life, there is no 100%. The most we can get to is 99%. We have the skill of confidence that moves us that extra percent. So we'll talk about that in a later video, how to feel confident, how to feel 100%. But there is no 100%. So therefore, people that have the need, that are black and white thinkers, unfortunately, they're anxious all the time because they're not perfectly healthy and they're not perfectly in a relationship and they're not perfectly good and they're not perfectly loved. And it winds up being that they experience life black. So if I'm not perfectly healthy, I'm sick. If I'm not perfectly loved, I'm not lovable. If my relationship is not perfect, then my relationship is terrible. If my health is not perfect, my health is terrible. If I'm not a perfect person, then I'm not a good person at all. Recognizing that this, in your mind, that you see things black and white is the first key and maybe the most important key to overcoming this problem. Recognize that you have a perfectionistic mindset and you see things in shades of black or white. But the reality of life is that in between black and white, there are 99 shades of gray. And as soon as you learn how to tolerate ambivalence, you'll be able to overcome this. I just want to say one thing. It's not an abnormal thing. Everybody in the world, to a certain degree, has a black and white mindset. We all had it when we were children. Children, according to developmental psychologists, until the age of 20, when we're fully developed in the way that we can tolerate grayness and ambivalence, children start off very black and white. What my parents say is good and strangers are bad, or whatever. We're taught things in a very, very black and white sense, which is okay and normal. And as we develop, till age 20, slowly but surely we can tolerate gray more. But then there are certain areas of our life we get stuck and we're still very black and whitish, and it's normal, and most people in the world have that. But recognizing where you're stuck and where you see black and white is the first key. And once you recognize that, you'll be able to use the skills that we're going to talk further in these videos to be able to free yourself of being tied by this pair of cognitive sunglasses that ties you to either black and white and makes you feel afraid very often. And you'll learn how to tolerate gray and be happy with an 80 and 90 and 95 and 99. Thanks for watching this video and have a fabulous day.